So you're planning that amazing trip to the UK. You're dreaming of exploring London or walking through the historic streets of Bath, Lincoln or York, or just visiting family and friends. But before you go, there's a new mandatory travel permit that you need to know about. And if you're not prepared, it could throw a spanner in the works. This isn't just a small update, it's a critical new step that airlines will check before you can even board your flight. But don't worry, this video is your complete step-by-step guide to applying for the new UK Electronic Travel Authorisation, or ETA, correctly and with zero hassle. We're going to walk through the entire process together, making sure that your journey is as smooth as possible. Let's get into it. First things first, what exactly is the UK ETA? The government is careful to describe it as a digital permission to travel, not a visa. But let's be frank, a visa is permission to visit a country, and the ETA is exactly that. While the government insists that it isn't a visa, in reality it is a visa. The key difference is that it's a considerably easier, fully digital process compared to a traditional visa application. It's much like the ETA visa that people from the UK have had to use for years when visiting Australia. So the biggest question, who actually needs one? As of September 2025, the answer is pretty much every traveller who doesn't currently need a traditional visa for a short trip to the UK will need an ETA. The scheme has been rolled out in phases, and by now it's a requirement for visitors from countries like the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and most countries in the European Union. It's important to remember that some nationalities are not eligible for an ETA and will still require a standard visa to visit the UK. This applies whether you're coming for tourism, a business meeting, or to visit friends and family. And yes, it applies to travellers of all ages. Every single person in your group, including babies and children, needs their own individual ETA. Now let's quickly cover who is exempt, because this is just as important. You do not need an ETA if you are a British or Irish citizen. You also don't need one if you already have a valid UK visa or official permission to live, work or study in the UK. One of the biggest points of confusion has been around transiting, so let's clear this up. If you're transiting airside, meaning that you connect to your next flight without passing through UK border control, you won't need an ETA. However, if you have to pass through the border to check in for another flight or switch airports, which is known as a landside transit, then you will need an ETA. When in doubt, it's always best to check with your airline. Alright, let's break down the application itself so you know exactly what to expect. The whole process is digital and designed to be quick. First, what will you need? Just have 4 things ready. Your phone, the passport you would be travelling with, a credit or debit card for the fee, and an email address. That's it. Now the most critical part of this whole thing is to only use official channels. You can either apply on the official government website, which always ends in a gov.uk domain, or by using the official UK ETA app. I really recommend the app because it's built to make scanning your documents so much easier. You can find it in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Please be extremely careful of third-party apps and websites. Many are designed to look official, but will charge you way more for no reason. The official application fee is £16. Any site charging you more is not an official source. This fee is also non-refundable. Okay, let's walk through it, assuming that you're using the app. Step 1 is to open the app and start a new application. The app will first ask you to take a photo of your passport's main photo page. That's the page with your picture and personal details. Make sure that there's no glare and you get all 4 corners of the page in the shot. Step 2 is scanning the electronic chip in your passport. Modern passports have a tiny chip inside and the app uses the phone's NFC feature to read it. You just place your phone on top of your closed passport. It can be a little fiddly sometimes, so you may need to move your phone around slowly until it connects and scans. This just proves that your passport is genuine. Step 3 is a quick facial scan. The app will ask you to look into your phone's camera to verify that you're the real passport holder. Children under the age of 9 aren't required to do this part of the process. Step 4 is taking a photo of yourself, basically a digital passport photo. You'll use your phone's camera again. The app will guide you to make sure that you have a neutral expression with a plain background, just like a regular passport photo. Step 5 involves answering a few security and eligibility questions. These are pretty standard. You'll be asked for your contact details, your address, some basic employment information, and then you'll answer questions about your travel and any criminal history. Just be honest and accurate here. Step 6 is the final review. The app will show you all the information that you've entered. This is your chance to double check everything. A simple typo in your name, date of birth or passport number can cause major problems, or even a denial. So look over every detail to make sure that it matches your passport perfectly. Finally, step 7 is payment. You'll pay the £16 fee using a credit card, debit card, Apple Pay or Google Pay. Once that's done, you submit your application. And that's it. The whole process in the app should only take about 5 to 10 minutes. So you've hit submit. What happens now? You'll get an email almost immediately confirming that the application was received. This isn't an approval, it's just confirmation that it's in the system. The UK government says a decision can take up to 3 working days. But for most straightforward applications, people get a decision much faster, sometimes within just a minute or two, or within a couple of hours. Still, the official advice is to apply well in advance and wait for your approval before you book any non-refundable flights or hotels. You'll get another email with the final decision. If it's approved, there's nothing you need to print out. Your approved ETA is digitally linked to the passport you applied with. When you travel, airlines can see that you have a valid ETA just by scanning your passport. When you get to the UK border, the process should be fairly smooth. Because your ETA is linked to your passport, you can typically use the e-gates if you're eligible. The system recognises your passport and the linked ETA, letting you proceed through immigration, often without needing to speak to a Border Force officer. Now, I want to cover some absolutely critical rules and common mistakes. Getting these wrong could put a serious damper on your trip, so please pay close attention. First, validity. Your approved ETA is valid for 2 years. This allows you to make multiple trips to the UK during this time, as long as each stay is no more than 6 months. However, and this is the most important rule of all, your ETA is only valid with the passport that you applied with. If that passport expires and you get a new one, your ETA becomes void, even if it's been less than 2 years. You must apply for a new ETA with your new passport. Don't get caught out by this. Now for the common mistakes. The biggest one is applying too late. While most decisions are quick, some applications get flagged for manual review, which could take up to 3 days, or even longer. Don't leave it until the day before you fly. Give yourself at least a week or 2 before your trip for peace of mind. The second mistake is typos. Like I said before, make sure every single detail, especially your name and passport number, is 100% accurate. A mismatch can lead to your airline denying your boarding. A third mistake is using a bad photo or scan. If your passport photo is blurry or the face scan isn't clear, it can hold up your application. Just take your time and follow the app's instructions. And finally, I'll say it one more time, watch out for scam websites. The official fee is £16. Any website that claims to offer faster processing for a higher fee is not genuine. Only use the official UK ETA app or the gov.uk website. So there you have it. The new UK ETA might seem like one more thing to do, but it's actually a simple, quick and fully digital process. As long as you're prepared, use the official channels and give yourself plenty of time, it's a straightforward, but now mandatory, step for a stress-free trip to the UK. Of course, I'm not an immigration advisor and these rules can always change. For the most up-to-date information and the official application link, I've put a direct link to the gov.uk website in the description below. Always check there as your definitive source of truth. If this guide was helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more essential travel tips. Stay safe and enjoy your UK adventure.